really dark. Hi, anybody? Let's see if anybody signs in. So I almost cancelled the live stream today because I just am really having a really terrible day. And so I thought, this isn't a good idea because I'm not feeling very high vibes, so maybe I should just leave. And I just wanted to stay in my bath, and my internet won't stretch to my bath, so couldn't do my stream in my bath, so I had to get out. And I'm not feeling good today. And then I thought, well, fuck it, it's authenticity. The point isn't to be high vibes, the point is to be real. So this is me having a shit day, and that's that. So it says there's 17 people, so if you want to say hi, please do, it would be nice. So I have basically been trying to make myself feel better, because for anyone that knows me, for any of the vlogs that I've done in the past, I probably shared with you that a few years back, like many, many years ago, I was diagnosed with something called bipolar. And through my determination and everything to heal this, I've pretty much proved that most of the labels that these hospitals are dishing out in their 5-minute, 5 minutes with you is basically most of it's basically wrong. And so instead of having a diagnosis of things like bipolar, actually most people will find that actually what they actually have is something called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And this book has been giving me a lot of comfort today, because sometimes I forget that what I'm going through isn't because I'm an asshole, or isn't because I can't cope, or isn't because I'm a piece of shit. It's because I'm going through this. So it gives me some kind of comfort, because this book is really, really good. So basically I went to see my family, and they just, it's, I don't know. I think I have this Disney fantasy. I don't know if you know the song, the Cabaret song from Liza Minnelli, where she's like, maybe this time I'll be lucky, that song. And basically I'm like that with my family. I'm like, maybe this time they'll be nice. And then I go home and they're like, oh no, I forgot, they're still assholes. And yes, basically I find it really, really challenging. Does anyone else here find it challenging dealing with families, or do you all have perfect families? Hi, what did I miss? Hi, Thomas. My question is, do you have an amazing kind of cookie cutter, perfect Technicolor movie style family, or do you really struggle with your family? I don't know. I guess what they show in the movies isn't kind of what we get in real life. I just avoid family. I find that I think the dream is, the fantasy for me is that I'm going to go home and get some TLC and nurture, and I'm going to come home, back to my home feeling good. And why would I think this? It never was this. It's not like it was that in my childhood, and then I'm gonna it's gonna be there suddenly. It's just, and I think it's the only thing that I can comfort myself. Hi from the Isle of Man. I don't think this kind of family exists. I don't know. Yeah, maybe all families are dysfunctional. You see families in Italy and they're kind of a little bit too close. The mother never lets the son really cut the umbilical cord, and I don't know, there's always some form of sibling rivalry, even if it's kind of under the surface. I used to have the same thing, dreaded visiting home. So how is it now, Dan? Did you change that round? You said you used to have the same thing. Did you? I look like I've got some weird light bulb attached to my head. That's hilarious. I have a light bulb coming out of my head. I'm just gonna leave it there. yeah, did that change for you? What did you do to like improve that? Because I swear, I feel like I have spent thousands of pounds on therapy, on every kind of healing thing, whatever, because I kind of figured it was my problem because I got a diagnosis, right? So I've spent a fortune trying to work out what was wrong with me. And now all I found out really is that like actually it was just too much criticism and shame as a child. And it basically fucks you up. So yeah, and it's not a blame game, but I think in relationships, sorry, this light bulb coming up my head is kind of distracting me. I might turn it off. This, this blame game is not necessary because like there's no right or wrong. But I think in relationships, like I always say, people have to come both ways. It's like any relationship, it's like here with us, it's like I show up, you show up, there you go, bing, you got a connection. Same with families. It's like, if someone's going to put the work in, the other person has to put the work in. Otherwise, it's just a halfway stream. I'm just going to turn that light off because it's really annoying me. So I don't have to have a light bulb coming out of my head. So I got out the bath and I was like, I really wanted to be able to do my live in the bath because it was comfy, but the internet doesn't stretch. Go speak to Virgin about that one. So please cheer me up. I went to a really lovely place around the corner. Let it fall you down. Yeah, and I ordered some food and I treated myself to like a pancake and a hot chocolate afterwards and stuff. And this guy was just like, I'm just gonna make it my job to make you smile. And he really did, because he just seemed to care. He just seemed to ask me how my day was. And yeah, he just kind of seemed to care. And what happens when I get these, what in this book they call emotional flashbacks. When I have this, it's like it kind of clouds everything that I do, and I become super sensitive to noise, and it's really challenging. Smile. Where are you from? Me. I know you're probably commenting on my messed up accent. I'm actually from England, but I speak to so many American people on the phone, I end up speaking American. Or are you speaking to Dan? Oh no, Dan's speaking to me. Well, I moved out of the country. The space actually helped things. Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah. To be honest, it doesn't really make any difference because actually my family never come to visit me, even though they're like an hour and a half away from me. So I can avoid, really seeing them. But I just thought it was the right thing to do, having not seen them for a year, that I should go home and see them. So I went home and saw them, and it was a really bad idea. We just fought. So yeah, it has kind of lingered in my week. I'm married, right? No. I guess you're pretty. Does that mean you are pretty, or you're not sure? Can you only be pretty if you're married? Is it like if you're pretty, then you must be married, and if you're not married, then something went wrong? Is that part of your whole patriarchal thing about marriage? Because I'm buying it. Okay, you got a boyfriend. Why do I have to have one? Am I incomplete without one? Are you trying to give me a compliment? Is that like a compliment? Is that like an achievement? Is that like an achievement, like somehow? Because I'm in a really bad mood today, so I may regret coming on live, I admit, because yeah, I'm a bit low. But I'm hoping that something nice will happen. So someone tell me a nice uplifting story about something good that happened today. Come on, let's see if I can shake out of this whole negative thing and just completely flip into something beautiful. And if no one comes forward with anything, I'll just read to you from my complex post-traumatic stress disorder book so you can hear what it's all about. But if anyone's got any, I don't know, anything inspiring and uplifting that happened to you today or that you can think of, then please share it in the comments. Or if there's anyone that wants to talk about anything other than complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that would also be welcome. Oh, that is really cute. One of my ducklings flew for the first time today. Well, I'm irrationally happy about that too, Dan. That is so cute. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for that. That did cheer me up a lot. Oh, animals do a lot of good. My cat has actually been winding me up today, though, having said that. Like, I can't seem to please her. I don't know whether she picks up on my mood or something, but I can't seem to please her. Whatever I do, feed her all these different foods, give her treats, give her cuddles, play games, whatever, she's just still not happy. I don't know. Maybe she's just picking up on my mood. I'm happy for your birds. Now, this is the bit where I thank you for tuning in, and then I apologize for where I'm at. But is that authentic, or is that, you know, do we have to do that? Like, because it's socially acceptable, or it's, you know, it's kind of standard for me that I should be in a good mood if I'm doing a live. Like, I should be a certain way, right? Because that's how we are in society. Like, people don't just turn up when they're not having a good day, etc. Like, you're supposed to be your best self all the time, right? So do we have to apologize then if we are not our best self in any moment? And why is that such a habit to do that? Not every day needs to be perfect. Life isn't perfect as shit sometimes, and that's just reality. Yeah. Are you totally naked, or are you only topless? Forget how the bitch is feeling. Let's focus on what the bitch is wearing. Yeah, I don't know whether life is shit all the time. I mean, sometimes even. I don't know whether, you know, even the bad stuff has to be considered shit. Maybe this is also good. You know, it kind of depends how you look at it. Like, in a way, we could look at it that, you know, it's amazing for just to be here in this human experience. And I know I say this a lot, but even the fact that I get to experience feeling sad, or, you know, being in pain or anything, like, it doesn't necessarily feel like a good thing, but it's kind of, yeah, it's like human, isn't it? It's like rich. It's like, society has unrealistic expectations of us, so you should be free to be real. Yeah, but you say that, but are we free to be real? Like, whenever you meet someone, you always go into an act. So if you're in a supermarket, you know, the person serving you goes into their little spiel of what they have to say, you know, have a nice day or whatever they say. And we go into the spiel sometimes, don't we? Maybe we have a conversation when we don't really want to, or maybe if we're in a bad mood, we do this, you know? And I think it's all taught, you know, it's all kind of conditioning. I heard Lauryn Hill, the singer, in her MTV Unplugged. I know I go on about that a lot, but she calls it posturing. Like, we kind of posture ourselves. And she's basically saying, like, it took her ages, you know, her career at the beginning, when she did this album called The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which was like a massive hit. I mean, it was when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14, it was all I listened to. Like The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was huge. I don't think I even really understood the context of the words back then. Do you know what I mean? Just because, you know, they were quite a lot deeper than I thought they were about. But yeah, she talks about the fact that when she realized that she wasn't free, she thought she was free, but she was going around and she was doing all these tours and stuff. And basically she's like locked in her hotel room, having to look after her voice. She couldn't kind of go out there and have a good time even, or with her kids or anything. You know, it's like she just couldn't have a good time. Because yeah, she's like, they wanted her to be a certain way all the time, and that was what they expected of her, and she thought she needed to be a certain way. And at some point in her life, she just decided to give that up, and she literally just was like, I can't do that anymore. I can't be that person. I can't put that much pressure on myself, you know. And so she just said, look, I don't need this massive entourage. Like, none of this stuff makes my life any better. Like, I'm just me with my guitar, and that's all I need. She just gave up most of it, you know. And yeah, and she talks about this posturing thing that we do, you know, and it's really hard. I guess it's a matter of context of what your life is like. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we all get the same human experience, human life, you know. Obviously, you know, it's also how we look at things, obviously. But I think the worst thing is when we have to apologize for being in a bad mood or having a bad day. It's like, that's the bit that hurts. And that's the bit in this book that's really helped me, because it talks about this toxic shame that we have, like, that we have to feel bad, you know, that we feel bad, like we're kind of not good enough because we haven't rocked up being like, you know, our best self and like being perfect or something, you know. I think that's what's hard. And I'd really love to just flip my mood around right now. I'd really love to just feel good and happy, you know. Like, I'm not, you know, obviously that's what I want. And I thought about canceling the live because I'm not feeling good today. But the challenge always has been the authenticity challenge. It's not about me going, oh, I'm not perfect today, so I'm just going to cancel. It's about me going, okay, well, this is where I'm at, and I feel bad about it. And hopefully there'll be some people out there who will join me on the live, and maybe we can lift my vibration. Maybe we can lift everyone's vibration. How is everyone else feeling? Like, I can see 43 people apparently that are listening right now. I don't know if that's the truth. Are there any people willing to kind of share how they're feeling today? We could get really emotional. We could get really transparent. We could share our feelings. If anyone's brave enough to share how they're feeling. And I mean, what's it like for a guy? Okay, now they generally say that guys don't share their feelings so much because, you know, and a lot of the time people don't know what feelings are. People say, how are you feeling? I'm feeling good. And it's like, well, good isn't actually a feeling. And how are you feeling? Not bad. And it's like, well, not bad is not a feeling either, you know. So some people can't even actually articulate feelings. People don't even know what they are. So is anyone willing to share how they're feeling? Man up. Yeah, totally, Alfie. Like, the whole language is like, you know, boys don't cry. But yeah, on the other hand, girls get that too. If we're angry, then I don't know, we're just calm down, you know, don't get so irate. Oh, she's hysterical. Like, And all these words are really shaming words. So women are afraid of getting angry because they're often called psychos. So like women suppress their anger. And so then what happens is that one day it all comes out, like over nothing. It will be like, can you pass the cream? And suddenly the woman's like, rah! And you know, the man's like, what the hell is going on? Sorry, just got saying my and what's going on is the fact that the woman has been holding down all this anger because she's been taught that anger isn't pretty. You know, she's not allowed to be angry. So she hides it. And then one day it just erupts like, you know, like a volcano. So yeah, man up. It's like men are generally told that crying is weak, you know, which is crazy because like sadness often comes underneath anger. And so if a man's not allowed to express his sadness, he will generally just express anger because actually what he wants to express is sadness, the sadness that he feels about things, but he's not allowed to do that without being called a pussy. So he gets angry instead. So you know, then we have all these guys that like are really angry, and then women become afraid of them and don't want to share their feelings, and then like we just have one big mess, you know. Does anyone want to share their feelings? I don't think so. I mean, the fact that no one shared their feelings, I guess, is a sign that like this is difficult. If I had a bad day, I go out on the mountain bike and clear my head. Oh, that sounds lovely. Not sure if that's suppressing rather than dealing with stuff. Do you ever think you overthink the situation? Yeah, overthinking is definitely not good. Exercise is definitely good. I think the endorphins that go around in your body definitely do something. I think the endorphins are really, really good. And I think it can change your vibration. And I think it is impossible. Sorry, not impossible. I think it's important to change the vibration and go and get the energy and stuff like that. And it kind of depends on the day. And I think the only thing we've got to be careful of is like just not kind of judging or shaming people if they may be not able to get themselves out to go for a ride. Like sometimes it can't be forced. Sometimes it's like, you know, grief is also good. Like it's actually good to feel. Like even I don't think necessarily I think you're right, like overthinking doesn't really achieve anything, but actually sometimes just to sit and feel it, because otherwise it would just come up next time, you know. And yeah, you might end up being like an amazing mountain biker because every time a feeling comes up, you get on your mountain bike. But like it will keep coming up like again and again and again if you don't like listen to it and just, you know, be with it kind of thing. So I don't know. I agree. It's important not to dwell and it's important to shift the energy. But I think we're also afraid to feel our emotions a lot of the time. Anybody else want to say how they're feeling? Or you can share anything else you want. It's your live. This is the point of a live, is that you get to share and talk and interact. Otherwise, I'll just make a video of my bad day. Oh, nearly fell off my chair. Is this anybody's first time on live here with me? Because I've only done one other. Oh, my chat seems to have disappeared. Oh, here we go. How's your Patreon channel going? 47 members so far. PS, must buy a Wi-Fi extender for the bathroom. Is there such a thing? I'm paying so much for internet. It should go to like, you know, another country. Butt sucker says hello. Oh, someone says I'm feeling happy now that I see you. Thank you, Dawn. It's your first time here. Well, I hope it's not your last. Don't let today put you off. Malachi. Yeah, and I said your name wrong, didn't I, last time, Mr. Coleman? He said he was here last time. Well, he's here again. I was thinking about that name, actually, and I was like, Malachi was the best I could come up with. That's probably where people go wrong. How's my Patreon channel going? Yeah, well, we officially start on the 2nd. That's when the videos are going to be like releasing, like boom, 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 boom. And so, thank you. So I've just kind of been, making a lot of videos, and I wanted to make them when I'm inspired. I want to make them when I'm in a moment of just doing whatever I'm doing in the day, but for some reason I just want to share it rather than doing it alone. And that's been the spirit of the vlog. So it's been really nice, actually. It's been more intimate, I think, for me now making the vlogs for Patreon, because I know that it's a more contained audience. For some reason, to know that seems to allow me to have more freedom, allows me to share more deeply. And I want to get more brave. I still feel, I still have fear around sharing, in certain ways. It flags up. And I think that's another topic that I wanted to talk about a lot was, the shame and judgment that we get put on ourselves. And, if you've received a lot of shame, growing up, when you come to suddenly, I don't know, do a video in public, my internal critic can sometimes just go off. It's like a little devil sitting on my shoulder just going, you shouldn't be doing that video. You shouldn't be doing that, saying that, looking like that. And it starts to kind of, become a really loud voice. And then that can make it really hard then to kind of know, like, should I be sharing this or not? What she makes me feel. That's all right. It's fine. It's a girl and a towel, I guess. Lol, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. People ask me things like that all the time, and I don't know how to respond. I don't know. It's awkward, I guess. I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. But I also feel that, I don't know, like, life is too short to judge and to shame ourselves and to be hating on ourselves. And, that's why I want to get more free with the Authenticity Challenge, which is why I chose Patreon as the space to do that, because I just wanted somewhere where I can really get to a point where I no longer care what people think about me. Like, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you think I'm ugly. I don't care whatever people think, like what I'm doing is wrong, etc. Like, when we have that clarity for ourselves and we only care about what is true to us, then I think in a way that's when we have total freedom. Expressing yourself honestly is one of the bravest things you can do, even if most won't like it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's I believe somehow that it is important in a world that is getting more filtered and more fake by the minute, to the point where no girl that you see on Instagram now is actually the same girl that you meet in real life. Okay, those girls that you watch on Instagram have spent more time like working on that selfie for that Instagram picture than they probably, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a comparison, but spent doing something more important is what I'm saying. Oh my God. So yeah, like, I don't know, that is the norm now, isn't it? It's the norm to be filtered as fuck. It's not the norm to share our real selves. And it's you know, growing up, I remember like when I was growing up, it was like Kate Moss and it was all like, you know, being skinny and it was like how you had to look. We didn't know back then that we just thought they had makeup on and that they were super pretty, which some of them are. And actually, what we didn't know was that they were all being airbrushed in magazines. So, you know, we were trying to recreate the way they looked when we didn't have any flipping chance, you know. Um, that was some spiky bedhead. That was some serious spiky bedhead in my first Patreon video. You're right. I have to say, like, it took ages to get rid of that spiky bad head because of all the oil that I put through my hair. Yeah, that was some serious spiky bad head. Oh my god, I'm so tired. You realize it's much later here. I don't know what time it is in America. It's like 9:30 here in the evening. And I feel happier actually being here with you, funnily enough. I don't know, this feels nice. I don't know why. Sometimes it's the simplest things, isn't it? We just need some kind of human connection. And I've had human connection today in little bits and with a really good friend talking on the phone. She's in Austin, Texas, you know, but even just like hugging each other, you know, we don't often do things like that, you know, unless you're in a relationship with someone. You don't just randomly hug someone, you know. It's like the guy at the coffee shop, well, it's not a coffee shop, it's like a little food store, really healthy food store, was so sweet and adorable today with like trying to make me smile. Like he made it his mission to make me smile by the end of the time that I went up and I gave him a hug, you know. What color are your toes? What? Oh, do you mean do they match my fingers? Yes, they do. Why are you half naked? Because I just got out the bath. I would have stayed in the bath if my internet stretched because I was comfy. 4:33 p.m. and you just woke up. Wow. Nice live. Your voice is soothing. Thank you. Another brave thing to do is running down to the dark basement to top up electric. Why is that what you just had to do? What did Psycho say? Oh, Unknown is still talking about the towel. Okay, someone say something that's gonna blow my mind. I know, so many perps on here down. Oh, thank you, Friday 13th. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think our society doesn't really celebrate people who have deep, intense feelings. They're generally told that they're too sensitive, you know. Basically, anything that moves you away from a robot is basically too sensitive generally in this world, because generally what's required isn't yeah, basically so many, you know, what the world wants is people who are just basically working, you know, that's it. So they don't really want you to feel. I think that was the beginning of a French comment. Mem something. Mem means even, doesn't it, in French? But I don't know what AC means. I think people are having a conversation amongst themselves now. I hope people can see the chat, because otherwise you won't know what I'm talking about, but you can get chat on the live stream. So Does anyone have any? I'm scared to say, does anyone have any requests? Because I know what everyone's going to say. The UK has serious issues with stabbings. Well, yeah, I think if you read the newspapers, you'll think that everyone else's country has serious issues with things because basically that's kind of how newspapers work. But I've managed to be here for 37 years. Well, I've been in London for 20 years without being stabbed. That's not an invitation to stab me. Am I religious? No, because I believe that to be part of a religion, you have to agree with every part of that doctrine. And generally, so far with every religion, and I've explored a few because I'm just a curious person. I find that there's always one thing that maybe I don't really agree with, and so I think it's then difficult to take it on because you're supposed to say I agree with everything, which I find challenging a little bit. But I prefer to kind of learn from spiritual teachers rather than like being part of religion. If you're not a robot, people think you're weird. I know, it kind of is like that a little bit. People think I'm weird, but I'm kind of okay about that. I haven't read a single stabbing exclusive magazine yet. Hello from Russia. Oh. I don't think I've had any followers from Russia before. Ciao, Francesco. I'm assuming you're from Italy. Sorry, my Italian's not huge. If she was religious, she wouldn't be on here half naked. What? Because I'm not even half naked. Like, if this was a dress, like, what's the difference between this and a dress? Like, there isn't one, for one thing. But also, like, if she would be here naked, if she would be religious if she's half naked. Well, what is the difference between guys being topless and girls being topless? The only difference is that society dictates that one is allowed and one is not. Like, I'm sure Jesus walked around without a top on sometimes, like, and this is the thing, okay? Yeah, okay, I agree with you in one sense because religion started body shaming. Okay, that's what they did because they want you to be ashamed of your body because then going forward in time, then the church and the government can control you because then you feel bad about your normal naked self because we didn't come here with clothes on. And then later on, the corporations can either sell you stuff based on your body shaming, low self-esteem, and then they can also then they can, because everyone's so then sexually suppressed and repressed because now suddenly like nudity is bad, so everyone's got to find it. Like, yeah, then it's like major control. That's what I think. I haven't been shot in America yet. Well, exactly. It's a bigger country though, but yeah. I don't know. It's all relative, isn't it? God wants you to be free of religion. I'm from America and I've definitely been shot more than once. Oh my goodness. Hello from Colombia. Hello. As my gran always used to say, it's okay to be crazy as long as you're good crazy, not bad crazy. Yeah. I like your gran. There's a difference in appearance. About what? Yeah, free the nipple. Most major religious, sorry, my eyes are hurting now. Most major religious doctrines require women to be covered. Christian nuns are covered, Muslim women are covered. Yeah, well, but why are the women covered? Why, for me, that's just female suppression. Why aren't the men covered? Like, what is the difference? So then it's something sexual, or you're saying that women are bad, they should be covered up, or you're saying that men can't control themselves, so women should be covered up or whatever. Like, this is what I don't understand. Having said that, I have met women. Oh, I met a woman who was an amazing woman, and she wears the veil. I just can't remember the name of it. And in the Muslim community, and she was very proud of it, and she really, yeah, she totally believed it. And we had an amazing conversation, and she was totally free, you know, in her choice, and her choice made her free. I'm not saying everyone should, you know, everyone has choice, but when it's not coming from a woman's choice is when I think it's not okay. The night 23 30 19, I don't know what that means. Everything comes back to money in the end, does it? Or does it come back to power? Money itself is neutral. Money is just either bits of paper, bits of gold, or numbers on a screen. Money itself is neutral. Money doesn't have like emotion. Money can't do evil. It's people that do evil with money, right? But I think it's power that people seem to be obsessed with. And I think that comes from fear, because I think when you're in a state of love, you don't need power. When you love yourself and you love other people, you don't want to control other people. You don't need to. I think you only want to control other people when you're lacking in something, when you're feeling afraid. I'm losing the thread. So, there's a difference in appearance in men and women being topless. Well, it's a perceived difference in appearances, because men are perverted beasts. Yeah, but where did that come from? Like, you know, if everyone was more connected, like I've been on naked retreats where people are naked all the time if they want to be. It's not like a nudist retreat. It's a retreat that's totally designed for us to experience what it's like to be not just naked in our body, but naked in our words, like really transparently sharing with each other and stuff like that. It's kind of a unique thing to do. And like, okay, the first 3 days, you're probably staring at everyone's, like, you know, genitals because you're not used to seeing them and you just can't stop looking for a while. And then after a couple of days, you just don't think about it anymore. Honestly, you just don't even see it anymore, because you realize that's the real them. That's how they come, you know. And for some people, it makes you more shy or more modest, you know, because it kind of clothes are a costume, and so you get to hide a lot more of yourself. Whereas actually, when you take them off, we would all be a little bit more humble. You know, imagine the president and everyone else. Like, if none of everyone wore clothes, I would be surprised if they would even behave the same. Oh dear, this conversation's gone crazy. I've been to a nude beach. It was weird for the first hour, but you get over it quick. Although I did feel weird getting introduced to my girlfriend's friends one night. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, I can kind of see why that would be odd. But then if that was your normal, then it would no longer be odd. It's only odd because that's not your normal. And is it because you're worried about what they will think? Is that what it is? Celtic predator. Alfie, are you spiritual? Yeah, I definitely believe that there is something bigger than just the material world, and I love magic and synchronicity, and yeah, I love believing. The new one that I've started thinking is that everything is for me rather than thinking everything is against me. So even if I'm having a bad day and I think this is for me, then that's just such a much nicer way to think. The reason why women are asked to be covered and not men is because women have the ability to sexually entice men with just their bodies. Oh my God. Oh yeah, because women are always to blame because we are always enticing, right? Guys, what are you saying? Are you saying that you're not sexually enticing when you've got your top off? Like, I know a model. like, not that guys have to be a model, you can be anyone, but I know a model that, you know, he's got rippling muscles, he's got a few tattoos, and, you know, he doesn't wear a top. I'm sorry, but it is incredibly sexually enticing, right? Also, if we're just caught up in the appearance of someone and we're only, like, you know, sexually enticed by the way someone looks, like, that's half of the problem. We don't even get to know people. Like, we think we are in love with someone literally because of the way they look, and we haven't even got to know them. Wow, yeah. Women have the ability to sexually entice men with just their bodies. What, you don't think men can do that too? Yeah, everyone has the ability, not just women. Like, again, I think it's blaming and scapegoating women. Like I see guys with their spray, you know, like, designed to sexually entice women. I mean, generally that amount of spray that guys sometimes put on, it's like, you know, like, can't even breathe, does the opposite. But I'm just saying, like, everyone has the ability to sexually entice if that is their intention, right? And it doesn't just come down to bodies. Like, people can sexually entice through intellect. There's people that turn me on because of the way their brains work, you know? Who doesn't want power? I don't know. I mean, I think when we really, like, I think the real power is, like, knowing, for example, that it's not about controlling your emotions, but, like, for example, that amazing book by Viktor Frankl, you know, about, like, what they'd been through in the Holocaust, and, like, whatever anyone did to him, they couldn't touch his spirit. That's power. Like, having power over another person is not real power. That's just bullying, control. Like, that's not power. Like, so I mean, when we say who doesn't want power, I kind of depends what we mean, right? Because as humans, do we ever really have power over people? Surely it's just some shit we make up. It's just, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's a bit like the animal kingdom with the dominant male and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, like, maybe it's a natural part of our animalness, but I don't know, who doesn't want power? But I think we want power because we feel powerless. Most women who I've spoken to told me that the hijab was their choice. They didn't feel oppressed. Yeah, this is like the woman I spoke to, and that's exactly how she felt. And if that's how she felt, then that's awesome. Then that's amazing. My only question would be, or my only curiosity would be, sometimes, you know, the conditioning is so strong in our religions and our societies, in anything, like our school conditioning is so strong that if someone tells you that that's not the way, you've been taught it so heavily for so many generations that you will defend it, you know, and so you'll think that it is you'll think that it's your will that you're defending, but you might actually be defending generations of conditioning. I'm just saying that this, you know. Hi, Michael. Frozen Embrick. I don't know what the name is. Hello. There isn't a perceived difference. There's a literal difference. Do you mean visual difference? I mean, they do different jobs. Like, I don't think you can get much milk out of a man's nipple. You can try. I think babies do try and they get disappointed. Where were you hanging out nude? I think you mean the retreat. I've done a couple. Did you know the Bible orders women to have their hair covered as well? I've lost the thread now. Where'd it go? Their hair covered as well, otherwise they already have their head shaved. Well, I mean, there's a lot of misinterpretations as well of the Bible, because as well, we weren't there when it was written. Like, if I wrote a book, you know how, like, at school, they're like, would you like to interpret this poem? And then you actually speak to the poet later and they're like, no, I wasn't talking about depression. I was literally just talking about, you know, my dog, you know, like, or something, right? And the teacher's like, yeah, the dark, you know, the dog that she's talking to in the poem is talking about her depression, you know. And like you speak to the poet and they're like, you know, or a playwright and they've interpreted it and they're like, no. Or you go up to an artist and someone's like, oh, this painting makes me feel like I can feel all the angst in this artist. And then you speak to the artist and she's like, no, I was just painting a sunset, you know, or whatever. My point is we weren't there when the Bible was written. So it can be easily misinterpreted, is all I'm saying. But we'd have to look it up. And this wasn't intended to be a Bible study group, although if that's your request, if 75 people want to do a Bible study group, I'm sure we can do something. Okay. Maybe our bodies have been cleverly censored to benefit our whole system. Oh, you mean the whole society system? Well, I would have to agree 100%. Like, it's everything that's been done is for some kind of gain within society, I believe. And it's usually not for our gain. Seems like it makes you feel more honest. What makes me feel more honest? Being in a bad mood or being in a towel? Hi, D. Francis. It would be nice if we could be free to put our hands wherever we want also. If you're talking about putting your hands on other people without consent, I'm not talking about non-consent. That's a very different thing. Or are you talking about on your own body? Ooh, Baker, you're getting a bit like, the majority of men don't walk around in tank tops and high shorts. There's a difference. Oh, really? Okay. I know guys that walk around in tank tops. Yeah, but then you could also argue that a lot of the fashion has been designed by men. So, yeah. You need to watch this film. There's a really, really good film. I think it's a French film. If I can find it, I will post the link on this video. And it's basically about, I actually shared this link. Do you know Samantha from Sex and the City? Well, she's a real person. She's an actress in real life. I was chatting with her on Twitter because she was talking to her followers. And I ended up talking with her. And I sent her this video. And it's about basically flipping like a girl or a woman walking down the street and kind of what she puts up with guys like giving harassment and stuff. And basically they switched roles so that the men became women and the women became men. It's so interesting when you watch it. You'll learn quite a lot. Like, you know what? There was a really cool thing I read the other day that said, like, they asked a group of men, so when you go out, you're going out for the evening or you're going out on a day, like, what do you do to protect yourself? Like, what things do you do every time you go out to protect yourself? And the guys just kind of was silent. And then a few of them like, well, if I'm not in prison, then I probably wouldn't think of anything or do anything, right? And then the women had to list the way that they protect themselves just going out at night. And it would be like, I have my keys in my hand, or I have some mace, or I don't go into a lift with another guy or a group of guys, or, you know, like I always look over my shoulder if I'm walking up the street and check there's no one behind me before I walk. And I don't go through parks. I don't go through here. I don't go through car parks. I mean, goodness, like the amount of checks that women do just to feel safe, it's different, you know? And it was like, yeah, that's just so normal for us as women. Eve with that apple. I know they found a way of blaming the woman again. Like, who knows? Like, maybe they just switched the names around because they were like, well, we don't want it to look like, men were the trouble starters, so we're gonna have to pretend that it was like she was the one that ate the apple, you know. And let's not forget that the Roman Catholic Church burnt like 3 to 4 million, I think it was, women. And you could get burned alive simply for like stroking an animal, like a cat or something. Um, and yet, even though they, every year we pause and give thought to the Holocaust victims, or we pause and give thought to many victims around the world, we never pause for the 3 to 4 million, at least. Is it? I think it was 3 to 4 million. It could be 30, 40 million. I can't remember now. Women who were burnt alive at the stake. Like, this is going really weird. I can't find the comments now, and it's hurting my eyes. Give me 1 second. Okay. If people never got attracted to each other, we will die off. It's not a crime to find something attractive. It's better to find someone attractive than something attractive. No, just kidding. So, yeah, no, I'm not saying it's a crime to find someone attractive, but like if you make someone feel afraid or threatened, that's kind of different, isn't it? Women definitely walk around in more revealing clothing in general. Yeah, but that's the point. We should all be allowed to wear whatever we want. It doesn't mean that men should like behave badly because of it. Like, I can control squirrels with the real power is not needing to have power. Yes, that's really true. Where am I from? I'm from England. I'd like to just sit and drink a cup of tea with someone and we can be free to touch wherever we want. Just casually. Well, you can do anything you want, like in terms of like, there's so many groups where you can go, and there's cuddle workshops. There's my friends have just got back from the Art of Sex in Vienna. There's loads of things. Like, but if you're coming from a place of lack and repression and suppression and desperation, and you're not coming from a mutual consent, then your touch is not coming from a good place, is all I'm saying. Like, I think people aren't getting enough intimacy, and I think people aren't getting enough real intimacy, real human connection. I don't think people are getting enough, like, just sitting and looking each other in the eyes. Like, people are obsessed with getting to the, like, to the next level, but to sit, I have friends in communities where we sit, like, even on a video chat, if we don't have the option to be next to each other because they're in like another country. And sometimes we just look in each other's eyes, and that is such a deep connection, and then sometimes to actually just listen to someone talk for like 5 minutes, and then to be quiet and to listen to them speaking 5 minutes, things like that. It's just so amazing, like how connected you can feel. I see loads of, you maybe don't live in London, Baker Mayfield, but I see loads of men walking around in skin tight yoga leggings and super skinny jeans here in London. Like, so many guys, it's the fashion for that skinny jeans thing. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you about that, Baker, because I disagree. Women know what they are doing. So you think that when we dress, the only people we're thinking about is you. You don't think for 1 second that actually we just go, I like this, I feel good in this, I want to wear this, this is how I want to express myself. You think the only thing that we're doing when we're getting dressed is thinking about you. Wow. Probably think this song is about you, don't you? Okay. Ba-ba-bum. Thank you, Michael. Can't wait to share you my new Patreon content. No, I'm just saying I haven't read that part of the Bible, so people often use these, spiritual texts just to prove what they want it to prove in the moment. Do you know what I mean? And they'll quite happily switch it around to something else if it serves them in the moment, is all I'm saying. I think this is the problem when we start using these things like in religion, is that at the end of the day, when we come from a place of love, it's not about being right, being wrong. It's not like, but I think coming from a place of love, women should be able to feel safe. Like, I don't feel that all this repression is about love, Thanks, Friday 13th. Some strange stuff going on the chat. Okay, I'm quite surprised that Frozen hasn't actually had his comments taken out of the chat, because I think they shouldn't quite be there. Sorry, Edwin, I don't speak Spanish. Or I should, but I haven't mastered it yet. Okay, so we're done with talking about the Bible. Okay, I think we're done. Okay. Okay, Frozen, we don't say that kind of stuff on here, just to let you know. I won't repeat what he said. Louis doesn't like my singing. Men in skinny jeans is just wrong. I tell you what I find wrong is when guys have their jeans under their butts. I'm like, sorry, but what is that for a fashion? I'm sorry, but I really don't get that at all. Jeans under butts. And usually it's guys who don't have any butts in the first place, and then they have to walk with their legs a little bit wide and sort of shuffle along like a penguin so their trousers don't fall down. It's like, I don't get that as a fashion at all. I really don't. I don't find it attractive. And when they do that with the fashion, they don't even usually have nice pants. And in England, when we say pants, we mean underpants, like boxer shorts. We don't mean trousers. So they don't even have nice underwear on. So I'm like, why would you want to show it? So I didn't get that fashion at all. And Louis, just for information, I will sing if I want to. I don't need you to tell me what to do. I can't really play the guitar, to be honest. I'm not really that good at it, but I just kept it because it was a great year when I learned to play the guitar. It has good memories for me. Men don't have the shapely bodies. You haven't met any men. Yeah, everyone loves a healthy bank account. Oh, dear. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. Hey, Ricardo. Hola. What up? So yeah, Ricardo, we've been on here for like an hour, and I was like a miserable bitch when I started, and I'm a little bit happier now. So I'm glad I came because I was gonna cancel. ¿De dónde sos? Yo vivo en Londres. Oh my God. You know, I can put you in a timeout. That's the funniest thing in the world. It's funny. Okay, we're gonna hide that one. We're gonna hide that comment too. Guys, hi from Greece. Oh, I can't read what you wrote underneath because I didn't speak Greek, but that looks amazing. Yeah, gonna put you in timeout too. Oh, it's not a damp towel. It's like I dried. It's hot in here as well. Thanks, Louie. Baker's like, are you single? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm single and loving it. Yes. Ricardo, are you still there? You know, if you were here on the last live, Ricardo was the one that started the authenticity challenge. He was actually the creator of this thing. Okay. Oh my God. 37 and you're still single. What does that mean? What do you mean still single? I might want to be single forever. What is this thing about single? Seriously. Even the fact that society uses this whole word called single, it's as if like you were supposed to come like 2 by 2 like the animals in the ark or something, but like you actually just come like this. You already came complete. You didn't come incomplete and then you need someone to complete you. It's, you know, it's not Jerry Maguire. We all need love in our life. I do have love in my life. Oh, Mary, you check out my page. Hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Most American people I know are like really unhappy. Oh, that's okay. I don't take it the wrong baker, but I'm going to put you in timeout. Oh. Okay, it got weird tonight, didn't it, guys? It just got very, very weird. Oh, I feel sorry for you too. So does anyone else want to say anything? Yeah, she likes the power. She does. I finally have some control over people saying nasty things. It's not nice. Does anyone have anything else they want to share? Oh, bless you. What? You need a hug. Oh. Yeah, I think we all need a lot more love in this world. Like, I think about so many people as we walk down the street, we're so indifferent. We don't say hello. If we see someone in need of help, we don't always go and help them. We're kind of taught that it's normal to be separate, and it's not really. Everyone's giving each other virtual hugs. That's so cute. Are you gonna check out my page? I don't think I want to get married. I've met so many married people that seem so unhappy and they're so mean to each other. First of all, you have to convince me what's better about being married than being single. Well, I think I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired and a diamond ring. If you like, then should put ring on. Oh, the rim was good. Yes, that is definitely good. But then you could just be really resourceful and just get yourself a really low rent. Oh, funny. Okay, Dawn, we'll find your page. Yeah. So you've also got to understand that everything we say can turn on a dime. Like something you say, something I say today might be different tomorrow depending on the vibe I'm in. Like you knew when I started that I wasn't in a great mood today. So maybe I'm not going to be so like, supportive of different things because that's the mood I'm in. And then you might meet me tomorrow and I'm in a completely different mood and feeling like everything is great in the world and I love everything and everything's wonderful. And I think this is the point when we accept all sides of ourselves, which was the point of the authenticity challenge, rather than going, oh, I hate myself because I'm not happy or I'm not in a good mood right now, whatever. It's about going, that's okay. I'm not going to judge myself. What's good about that? Well, I'm human. If we were the same every single day, like that wouldn't be human because no human is like that. Every human, you know, if we're going back to the old religious bit, then Jesus threw things around in the temple. He got angry. Like humans do get angry, they get sad, they get fearful. We go through all these different emotions. Everyone's giving each other's hugs. It's nice. Oh. Aw. Did I ever say what the rewards were for the first 20 Patreons? No, I will reveal that to the patrons, but actually I increased it so it's the first 30 patrons. I decided to make it because there were so many people joining. I decided to increase the number. That's one of the things I love about Patreon, if I'm honest. I love the fact that they have this, you can create rewards and surprises. I really like that because what I love is that if I suddenly come up with an idea, I can just share it with people. I can just give out rewards and surprises when I come up with a nice idea. So I have got the idea. I've just got to work out to do with passwords and things with the videos to see if it's possible what I want to do. But yeah, I will reveal it to those patrons, and then we're gonna do more surprises. Mary Magdalene would have said, "I'm gonna take the towel off." Why did you meet her? Hello, Rana. Okay. Wow. I mean, I could say that this conversation got a bit weird, and yet again, it's just accepting what is. Like, I have this amazing teacher, and he'll always say good things about, and then you fill in the dots. So it might be good things about this conversation going weird, or good things about people not liking what I said, or good things about me not liking what people said. And you just try and find, it's not about being a Pollyanna and positive. It's just finding good things and just realizing that, it is what it is. Like if we can just accept everything, I think we're always trying to like fight each other, we're always trying to be right and everything, right? And that's not even loving in itself. Like always wanting to like, fight each other and just be right. Like I don't know, it's our obsession, I think, in society. I think because we feel so beaten up, we kind of just want to kind of like, I had to go and I just came back and surprised you're still here. Yeah, I'm just about to leave though. You're on Patreon, aren't you? No name, I believe. Yeah, we did kind of get a bit, it's one of those conversations that went all over the place, but again, these are just my thoughts, opinions, beliefs. The word belief system also has the same abbreviation as the word bullshit. We can change our belief systems. A lot of them we learn from our elders, from our parents, from society. We accepted them. We said yes to them. Sometimes we didn't even know why. Sometimes we took them on without even having actually our own opinions of them. Like some people just say, I support this football club. And when you ask them why, it's like, because my dad took me when I was 3, so it's like, we sometimes take on stuff like for sweet reasons, but we don't really give it much thought. And like I said, something that I say today could be completely different tomorrow, because someone might talk with me and fill me in on something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't see it from that point of view, because it's really important to learn and grow. It's not about staying stuck and going, yeah, the world is like this, because we don't even know what the world is like. It's just our view, our vision. It's like whatever glasses you happen to have on, your environment, how you've been nurtured or lack of nurture, where you grew up, like which country, which town. Maybe you have parents from different countries. Maybe you have parents from different classes, or financial situations, whatever. Like we are influenced by so many things, and that's what makes us so unique and makes us so, like have all these interesting points of view. But it's not necessarily about being right or wrong. I think sometimes like our feelings are useful. Like if you feel uncomfortable, it's a sign that something someone said is not something that you feel right about. You don't like it. So it's good to listen to your body. But life is weird like that. Could get boring without a little weirdness. Yeah, imagine if we were all just really boring and polite all the time. It would be a little bit weird. Damn, I'm late to the party. All the best people are a little cray-cray, and I think that's a perfect way to end the chat tonight, saying that all the best people are a little cray-cray. I guess that includes all of us, everyone here who tuned in tonight. Okay, so thanks so much for tuning in, and I don't know what is going to be going on here for in terms of vlogs and stuff going forward with YouTube. I'm going to do this monthly live stream if anyone wants to keep doing it. And then otherwise all the authenticity challenges now on Patreon, but I'm probably going to post some videos here on YouTube as well. But if you want to go to Patreon, you can. That towel looks bad. It's not fashionable. Yeah, it's a sucky towel. Someone's from West London. You can make yourself a Patreon. Someone's from Cambridge. Cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed this live stream. We make it weird here and real, and we will just keep it happening. So have a good night, everyone. Bye.